Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Flight in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. And today I'm going to read from Simple Abundance, a daybook of comfort and joy by Sarah Van Brethneck. And today is accepting yourself as you are today. It's actually tomorrow's reading, but after reading today's, I saw this and read it, and I was like, I wanted to share this one. I'm getting crazy, I know. So it's called Accepting Yourself as You Are Today. Seek not outside yourself, heaven is within. Today we make peace with the past, with the bodies and faces we were born with, and those that have evolved. Today we embrace the lines that stare back at us, the parts that sag in the middle or stick out where they shouldn't. The hair that never keeps a curl or never loses it. We begin when we invoke the Tibetan poet and teacher Sahara song of praise. Here in this body are the sacred rivers. Here are the sun and the moon, as well as all the pilgrimage places. I have not encountered another temple as blissful as my own body. It will take a bit of doing, learning to love all of our personal pilgrimage places. However, before genuine love can flourish, we must finally accept ourselves exactly as we are today. Not tomorrow or next week or when we lose 25 pounds. Remember, acceptance is acknowledging the reality of the situation. That we are heavier than we'd like to be, for example, or that our complexion is ruddy and sallow, or that we've got gray streaks, or that the leggings just don't work for us. Most of us think other women as beauties, never ourselves. But every woman and man was created by spirit to be a genuine beauty. We learn how to reveal to the world our unique radiance only after we acknowledge it ourselves. Today, take as your personal mantra, I am what I am, and what I am is wonderful. And I added in the man there because this is actually a woman's simple abundance for a year. It's geared towards women, but this works for anybody, male, female, all alike. So we make peace with the past. And all of the steps on the pilgrimage. And know that loving yourself as you are right now can encourage you to do the things that you want to if you want to create change. You know, if you want to lose weight or you want to start to exercise just to be healthy, if you want to change your eating habits, all of that can happen, but only if we love the now, only if we appease the parts of it, you know, now that are looking for these different types of gratifications. Like, I started a juice cleanse last week on Tuesday, and my plan was to do it for 5 days. Well, I made it for the 4, and then I ate and had a rough day. But then I just went back to it. I just let myself have that day, or what my parents used to call the fiesta days. But I allowed myself to appease that part of me that was like, I want these, and they were this crazy stuff. One of my kids brought home from extra stuff from work, and there were these little taco bites that I was like, oh my God. And they were, you know, on corn tortilla shells, so I was like, okay, well, I can do that because I'm gluten-free and dairy-free, but they were none of the two. So I ate them. And instead of getting mad at myself or, you know, feeling down, or I ruined and derailed my whole, you know, goal of this, you know, in the juicing, I went back to it. And it's okay, because that part of me I needed to allow, and then to find out why, you know, it needed this. And instead of, like, you know, punishing ourselves or saying, you know, that part of us, oh, that's bad, that's wrong, like, we shouldn't do that, you know, it just piles on more guilt than if you just allow it to happen and to be what it is. Okay, so what? So I started again, and I give myself the day off, whatever. You know, eventually this, and they have gotten, you know, fewer and far in between, because I have struggled with emotional eating. And, you know, for a lot of years, I wasn't even aware that that's what I was doing. Until, you know, we get older and our metabolism changes, and then, you know, we aren't out and active as much sometimes. And, you know, I went through a long period of, you know, self-loathing and self-hatred. And so, you know, eating was my go-to. And even, you know, even after, you know, not drinking or smoking, like, that is, you know, still been something that comes into my existence. And I just keep loving it and allowing it to be. And, you know, at first I was fighting it, and, you know, I would then become emotional and, you know, get angry with myself, and why did I do that? You know, if, you know, sometimes just things as simple as, like, eating gluten or eating dairy, and my body's like, what are you doing? And, you know, it was like, you know, so I had ill side effects, you know, for 3-4 days, but I would, you know, just do it and be like, fine, like, I'm gonna put up with this pain. And it's just a cycle of self-hatred. And when I've started to love myself as I am today, in those moments, and then allowing it to just be, you know, these things become less and less. They happen less often. And I know that one day they won't occur at all, because I will work through the reasons of why I created this need. And in the meantime, this is part of my pilgrimage. So that eventually, you know, I can help others and say what worked for me. Because, you know, a lot of times that's all we need, is someone to say, look, like, I understand. I understand. And, you know, sometimes we don't even know that people are struggling with these things. We just think, you know, there's some little voice in our head that's like, oh, that person has it all together. Like, there's nothing that they could possibly struggle with. And really, for most of the time, we don't know. And that's, you know, just assuming. And if you watch any of the other videos, we're not to make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. Don't assume that everybody does have it together, but accept yourself as you are today. And that was beautiful. I have not encountered another temple as blissful as my own body. And to begin, you know, loving every part of it now. Because there is also that other saying is, what you resist persists. So if you're, you know, not loving your body now, you know, I don't see how you can and move on. You know, you could lose weight, but I believe, my belief is that weight will just come back, because you didn't love that part of you, and the reasons why the weight is there, the reasons why we're not found out. And so if we don't look at the situations that have caused these patterns, that have caused this need, and love them and accept them for what they are, and appreciate that that need was brought into your life, then we can't let go, and we can't move past these places that, you know, that we feel are causing us suffering. So I would suggest, you know, if you are on a path to change something in your life, that, you know, on the journey, that you give yourself some grace. That, you know, create a day, give yourself a fiesta day or something, you know. And there seems to be a benefit to this pattern of 6 days on and 1 day off. Like, to give our bodies and to give everything. And this has been a proven pattern with, like, through different schools of herbal remedies, that it actually works better for your body when it has that day of rest. You know, and I know probably everybody is one, not many people or whatever, it doesn't matter, you know, like, it just reminds me of, like, even in this creation story, there was, like, a day of rest, of, like, okay, great, like, we did all this work, now give yourself some rest, give yourself some grace, give yourself some love, and so that 6 days can integrate itself into your body, and then start again. And you can start any day. It doesn't have to be, you know, Sunday is the day of rest, you know, whatever. What if you have Wednesdays off? So have that be your day of rest, and then start Thursdays and go with this. And don't be so rigid and hard on yourself, like, this is what we have to do, this is how we have to do it, you know, because even and I got the idea from the lady that I brought the juice from for the cleanse. She was doing eggs because she's still working out and wanted some protein and wanted something warm, so I was doing eggs, and now I'm kind of like halfway on it to where, like, I'm doing vegetables and broths, you know, like that I've made, but I've also, you know, done some tweaks or whatever. You're like, what's working, what didn't work, you know. I had it, and actually what ended up having is I kind of had a day and a half of cheating because it was the night before into the next day, kind of. And so it was fine. But it didn't really derail me. It kind of like, I was still losing weight and gained back like 0.8, so almost a pound. But then it's back. I lost again. So it's just, you know, acceptance of the way that things are. Acceptance of who we are, what needs we have created. Because here's the thing, when we allow ourselves to appease these parts of us, they're all just parts of us. And when we allow ourselves to appease them, then, like I said, they will become less frequent, and eventually, like, you know, level up, so to speak. And those things are, you know, no longer serving you, they're no longer helping you, so then it will, you know, be able to be transmuted into something that will help you, and you can, you know, integrate that into who you are. And the beauty of this whole thing is that we each get to choose. And create what we want. So today, take as your personal mantra, I am what I am, and what I am is wonderful. What I am is magnificent. What I am is divine. What I am is radiance. What I am is love.